The idea of replacing Windows on a personal computer has fascinated tech enthusiasts for decades. Every few years, a new Linux distribution appears promising to finally bridge the gap between the open source world and the mainstream. Desktop dominated by Microsoft Windows, some get close, some try bold ideas, others fade away quietly. But now there is a concept gaining attention in tech circles called the Winux experiment. The name itself sounds almost like a joke at first, but the idea behind it is surprisingly serious. Winux represents an attempt to merge the familiarity and software compatibility of Windows with the power, flexibility, and openness of Linux. The question many people are asking is simple but important. Could a hybrid system like this finally replace a typical Windows 11 PC? To understand why something like Winux even exists, we first need to look at the current desktop landscape. For most people, the default operating system on a computer is still Windows. With the release of Windows 11, Microsoft pushed forward with a more modern interface, stronger security requirements, and deeper integration with cloud services. While many users enjoy the polished design and compatibility with thousands of applications, others have grown frustrated with hardware requirements, forced updates, telemetry concerns, and the increasing dependence on online accounts. These frustrations have driven some users to explore alternatives, and that usually leads them to the world of Linux. Linux itself is not a single operating system, but a massive ecosystem built around the Linux kernel, created by Linus Torvalds in the early 1990s. Over the decades, hundreds of Linux distributions have been built around that kernel. Some are designed for servers, others for developers, and some aim directly at desktop users who want a Windows alternative. Popular examples include Ubuntu, Linux, Mint, and Fedora. Each of them has its own philosophy, design choices, and community. Despite their improvements over the years, one major challenge has remained constant compatibility with Windows software. Many people rely on applications that only run on Windows. Programs like Adobe Photoshop, Microsoft Office, and countless specialized professional tools were built specifically for the Windows environment. When someone switches to Linux, they often discover that their favorite software either does not exist or requires complicated workarounds. This is where compatibility layers and emulation tools come into play. One of the most famous solutions is Wine. Wine allows many Windows applications to run on Linux without a full copy of Windows installed. While impressive, it is not perfect, and certain programs still struggle. Over time, more sophisticated compatibility projects appeared. One particularly important development came from the gaming world. Valve, the company behind the Steam platform, created a compatibility layer called Proton. Proton is based on Wine, but includes numerous enhancements specifically designed to make Windows games run smoothly on Linux. This technology played a huge role in making Linux gaming more viable. It even powered the operating system used on the Steam Deck handheld gaming device, which runs a Linux-based system called Steam. Now imagine taking that compatibility idea even further. Instead of running Linux and occasionally launching Windows applications through compatibility layers, what if the entire operating system was designed from the beginning to behave like Windows while still being fundamentally Linux underneath? That concept is at the heart of the Winux experiment. The goal is simple in theory, but extremely complex in practice. Create a Linux distribution that feels so similar to Windows that an average user might not even notice the difference, while also ensuring that many Windows programs run smoothly without requiring deep technical knowledge. The Winux approach starts with the interface. One of the reasons many people hesitate to switch from Windows is familiarity. They know where the start menu is. They know how the taskbar works. They expect certain behaviors from file management and system settings. A typical Linux desktop environment might look very different depending on whether it uses GNOME, KDE, or another interface. Winux tries to remove that friction by mimicking the visual layout and workflow that users recognize from Windows systems. Imagine turning on your computer and seeing something that looks almost identical to a Windows desktop. A taskbar sits at the bottom of the screen. A start-style menu opens with familiar categories. System settings appear in a layout that resembles Windows control panels. File management behaves similarly to File Explorer. Even keyboard shortcuts and context menus follow patterns that longtime Windows users expect. Underneath that familiar layer, however, the operating system is still running a Linux foundation. This hybrid design offers several advantages. First, Linux tends to be lighter and more efficient than Windows on older hardware. Many users who feel that their computers struggle with Windows 11's requirements might find that a Linux-based system runs faster and smoother. Second, Linux distributions generally give users more control over their systems. Updates can be scheduled differently. Background services can be adjusted, and users can explore open source software without the same restrictions often found in proprietary ecosystems. Security is another factor often mentioned in discussions about replacing Windows. Linux systems have historically been targeted less frequently by malware compared to Windows machines. Part of this is due to their architecture and permission systems. Another reason is simply market share. But the structure of Linux, with its strong user permission model and open source transparency, provides certain advantages in security-focused environments. However, the real test for Winux is not appearance or philosophy. The real challenge is compatibility. A hybrid distribution must make it extremely easy to install and run Windows applications. Instead of forcing users to manually configure Wine or adjust complicated settings, Winux attempts to automate that entire process. When a user installs a Windows program, the system could automatically configure compatibility layers, install required libraries, and optimize settings behind the scenes. For example, imagine downloading a Windows application installer and double-clicking it exactly as you would on a normal Windows computer. The Winux system detects the installer, launches it within an optimized compatibility environment, and guides the installation as if it were native. From the user's perspective, nothing feels unusual. The application simply appears in the menu and launches like any other program. Gaming is another crucial area where Winux could succeed or fail. Many PC gamers rely on Windows because of driver support and game compatibility. Over the last few years, Linux gaming has improved dramatically thanks to Proton and driver improvements from companies like NVIDIA and AMD. A hybrid system like Winux could potentially bundle optimized gaming tools directly into the operating system, making it easier for gamers to access their libraries without complex setup steps. Of course, the big question remains whether such a system could realistically replace Windows for the average user. For tech enthusiasts and developers, switching operating systems is often part of experimentation. They enjoy tweaking configurations and solving compatibility problems. But the average person simply wants their computer to work. They want their applications to open, their files to save properly, and their hardware to function without troubleshooting. This is where the success or failure of Winux will likely be determined. If the system can deliver a smooth experience for everyday tasks like browsing, office work, gaming, and media consumption, it could attract attention from people who feel locked into Windows. But if compatibility issues remain common, many users may decide the effort is not worth the change. Another challenge involves hardware drivers. Windows has decades of manufacturer support behind it. Many devices ship with drivers designed specifically for Windows. While Linux driver support has improved dramatically, there are still cases where certain printers, scanners, or specialized hardware components work better on Windows. A hybrid system must ensure that hardware compatibility is strong enough to avoid frustrating users. Then there is the question of software ecosystems. Companies often develop applications specifically for Windows or Mac OS because those platforms dominate the consumer market. Convincing developers to officially support a hybrid Linux system could take years. However, if compatibility layers continue improving, developers may not need to change much at all. Some observers believe that the real potential of Winux lies in gradual adoption rather than sudden replacement. Instead of convincing millions of people to abandon Windows overnight, hybrid systems could slowly grow among specific communities. Students, developers, privacy-focused users, and gamers might experiment first. Over time, if the experience proves stable and convenient, more users might follow. Another interesting aspect of the Winux experiment is the philosophical shift it represents. Traditional Linux distributions often emphasize freedom, customization, and open source principles. Winux focuses more on practicality. Instead of asking users to adapt to Linux culture, it adapts Linux to user expectations shaped by Windows. This strategy might upset some purists in the Linux community who believe the goal should be encouraging users to embrace native Linux software. But from a practical perspective, lowering the barrier to entry could introduce millions of new users to the Linux ecosystem. Once people feel comfortable, they might gradually explore native tools and open source alternatives. Looking toward the future, several trends could influence whether Winux becomes a serious contender in the desktop market. One major factor is the continued development of compatibility technology. Projects like Wine and Proton have already made huge progress, and further improvements could reduce the remaining gaps between Linux and Windows software support. Another factor is the evolution of cloud computing and web applications. Many programs that once required Windows installations now run directly in web browsers. Services like online office suites, collaborative design tools. And cloud storage platforms are accessible from almost any operating system. As more work shifts to the browser, the underlying operating system becomes less critical. Hardware trends may also play a role. Some new devices prioritize efficiency, battery, life, and lightweight operating systems. Linux-based platforms can be more adaptable in those areas compared to traditional desktop environments. If hybrid systems deliver strong performance on modern hardware, they might attract manufacturers looking for alternatives to pre-installed Windows licenses. Ultimately, the Winux experiment represents a fascinating idea in the long history of operating system evolution. It asks a simple but bold question. What if users did not have to choose between Windows familiarity and Linux flexibility? What if one system could deliver the strengths of both worlds? The answer is still uncertain. Building a truly seamless hybrid platform requires solving enormous technical challenges, from compatibility layers and driver support to interface design and software distribution. But the progress of open source technology over the past decades suggests that such innovations are not impossible. For now, Winux remains part experiment, part vision, and part challenge to the dominance of Windows in personal computing. Whether it becomes the next big shift in desktop operating systems or simply another interesting project will depend on how well developers can turn that vision into a reliable everyday experience. But one thing is clear. The idea of a hybrid operating system that blends Windows familiarity with Linux power captures the imagination of many users who have long wanted the best of both worlds. If the Winux experiment succeeds, it could reshape how people think about their computers, their software, and the freedom to choose the platform that truly works for them.